Kate.
Hi.
Okay, so we are pretending right now, board of directors, Kate would be on the Zoom call with us. The table host would have welcomed everyone. I would introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kristen Fairchild, the founder and executive director. This is going to be a really interactive and hopefully something that you have a lot of fun at today and are inspired to support our organization. The way we're going to get started today is you're going to meet with one of our teenagers. I'm going to have Kate introduce herself, tell you where she goes to school, her grade, how long she's been in CR, and you're going to see the service project that she became passionate about and who it benefited, and just learn about that. So with Kate, go for it.
Hi, my name is Kate. I'm a senior at PHS, and I'm the vice president of Chain Reaction along with two other co-vice presidents. And the project that I've become passionate about is leadership and learning, which benefits third graders at CA Weiss Elementary. So what we physically do is we collect Magic Treehouse books, about 35 every semester, and we'll make a matching math multiplication worksheet. First we'll start with a colored version like this, and then we'll turn it to black and white so they can color it in. We provide them crayons as well. Then we'll make 2 bookmarks and we'll paint these by hand. And then these 2 right here, these are basically reading rewards, or we also have our quiet critters too, which is a reward for good behavior, and reading owls. So they get these with their progress through their books, and they get to take these books home, which is a big part of the project. That's what we like to emphasize, is that not all of them have books and they get to take them home with them.
And why is this project so important? Why does it matter to our community? Why do we do this?
Well, what we found is that if you do not have the necessary basic foundational skills in elementary school, and you don't have the right reading skills, or you're not proficient in reading, then by the time you're in high school, you have, I think it's 65% chance of dropout in high school, which is obviously not good for not only like our economy and our hometown, but for the world on a greater scale, obviously, because we want kids to be successful in high school, and we want them to be a very good participant in our economy in our hometown as well, and just be successful in high school for themselves.
Awesome. Can you show them a little bit more about the super sheet? I know it's not just coloring.
I can.
What are they actually doing?
Well, so this one is Dinosaurs Before Dark. So they have like a dinosaur, or maybe they'll pick a picture in the book. They have little pictures. They'll take a template, which is completely blank. This is colored crayon. And they'll make their own picture about whatever they want to do. I think this is some sort of dinosaur, and they'll color in the squares. And then they'll use a laptop, a Chromebook, or one from home, and they will manually fill in every single color and then match that with one down here. So once they solve each multiplication, like from each square, then they'll color it in the correlating color. So then after they have their rough draft and they put it all into the computer, then they'll print it out black and white, so then they can color it in.
Put that closer to the camera, so that's they can see it's the multiplication answers give you what to color.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and so how long does it take to kind of make one of these projects?
Like the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
for semester-wise, like semester
Yes.
goals? Usually it depends on how the interns, which are the leaders for the project, they oversee the whole project, decide to space out their goal. So some portions of this project specifically will take less time than others. For instance, these little guys, they don't take very long at all. They might take 1 or 2 days, which for us is 1 or 2 weeks, not very long at all. Something like this might take a little longer, but not normally too long. Things like this are normally, which are hand painted and handcrafted, are normally done they're just sort of done continually throughout the whole semester along with these. Sometimes there'll be days dedicated to doing super sheets to really get them done and make sure that they're good and they're good quality and that they all have the proper multiplication in there.
So why did you love this project? Because you could have picked anything. And so tell me how when you became involved in CR, and why did you become passionate about this?
Well, I joined sophomore year. I was a little lost freshman year, but then one of my friends had told me about Chain Reaction. I'd always heard him talking about it, so I came to Leadership and Learning, and that's actually really the only project I've ever done because I loved it so much. I genuinely thought it was fun. which is very important for me because I don't want to be doing anything that's not fun, which I know it's hard to believe, but like as a high schooler, it is really nice to come after school, kind of relax. You can paint a bookmark, you can kind of talk with people from other schools, you get to meet some friends, and I'm still good friends with them now. Different grade levels, you get to meet all kinds of people, and I just genuinely felt connected to the cause. I remember we watched a few movies, I think my junior year, and that just kind of made me more aware of how lucky I am. I'm surrounded by books at home. I've always had millions of books, and the fact that these kids don't have bookshelves full of books it's genuinely really sad. And it is just one of those things, it's tearjerker. I mean, you feel bad for them and you want to help as much as you can. And I feel like we do it in such like a fun way, and we don't go and drop them off, or we don't pet the poor like Kristen likes to say, which I really appreciate because I find that almost more effective, and I feel like you can get a lot out of it still.
Yeah, so why do you love CR so much, and like how has it helped you?
It has helped me so much. I mean, of course, that's what everyone says, like it helps you so much, but there's a lot of specifics to it that you don't really understand until you've been in it for a while. Like, I'm not nervous for the most part when I talk to adults anymore because we refer to everyone by their first names here, unless like we'll have someone come in from another organization. But I feel less nervous. I'm more confident in myself and in my ability, which I guess could go under one of our standards of excellence, ownership. I feel more one with my cause and like my service that I'm doing. And I just feel more confident in myself. So interviews is definitely a big one. We practice those. We work on our resumes. So just by doing the resumes alone, I feel like it's just made me so aware of what I've done. It's really important to keep track of what you've done and what you can do, because you can always do more. Especially as a high school student, there's always more opportunities for you to do, which I quickly realized when I joined Chain Reaction. It's like, I'm doing enough to put on a resume, but there's always more to do, and there's always more you can do with something that you're already a part of, like Chain Reaction.
So we have our 24 elements that are the soft skills. Which one do you think that you learned here that you wouldn't have learned in the classroom, or that you didn't learn in the classroom?
A big one, personally for me, I feel like I have learned so many lessons. I feel like I've learned so much about problem solving, which yes, you might learn maybe like technically in the classroom, like you might learn problem solving in the terms of biology or math or something like that, but nothing to the extent of having a big group and something goes wrong and you're in charge of it fully. It's not like a group project where something might go wrong and like everyone does their part to fix it. It's more of like, I have this project that I'm in charge of and I know all the ins and outs, but no one else knows the ins and outs. You are fully in charge of it and you oversee the whole project and you're basically micromanaging everything, but no one fully understands that's in your group. So it's completely different than anything I've ever done in school. I don't know anyone that has group projects like that. So that was a big one for me, but not only in just like our service as groups, it's just like making sure everything runs smoothly. It's like the tiny things and being able to quickly do that and just move forward without even thinking about it. And now I feel like I do that all the time. So
that's awesome. And I know you mentioned earlier, and you are graduating this year. How has CR helped you track your growth in high school versus maybe some other things? And how do you think that's going to help you when you go off to college? And we talk a lot about, your career and using this. How did CR teach that to you? Mm-hmm. What impact did it have, and how's it going to impact you in the future?
Well, at Chain Reaction, every single time that you come, you basically reflect on what you've done, what you can work on, and what you've also been doing well, which is also important. It's important to be aware of the skills that you have and that the skills that you're mastering, but also skills that you could work on. So I feel like that's a big part of tracking your progress, is understanding, I've gotten really good at communication. I'm super good at that now. Maybe I wasn't before, but now I am. But now maybe I should move on to being better at having self-confidence. So you can sort of track the leader that you're becoming and what you're working on and what you've mastered, but you also sort of track You could track your progress as a student. It gives you like this motivation to do better in school, but then you sort of apply it into your resume building and you can apply it into your internships. You're just simply like more aware of what's going on in your own personal life. And then, I mean, when you move on to college, they'll check in with you every now and then with their post-secondary program, but you're not necessarily relying on them to check in on you because you're going to keep moving forward regardless. You don't need them to be like to fall back on. You're going to keep moving forward because you've learned all of these great soft skills. You're just checking in with them, making sure like you've actually been gaining skills and stuff like that, and just keeping track of like who you're becoming and what you can do. So,
anything you want to share with our lovely group of board members, which would be a virtual table and would be live? Anything else you want to share with them?
I am just extremely grateful that I found Chain Reaction. Honestly, I wish I'd found it freshman year. I think I was a little worried about getting like thrown into something I didn't know much about, but I wish I was. I wish I had just started doing it. So something like this, I don't know, I feel like I would recommend people to just get involved as early as you can. It's so important. It's really helped me a lot. So, yeah.
Okay, and with that, Kate would then end, and we would let her stay on the call. Obviously, anybody wants to ask her something later, they can, but we would then open up to a poll. This conversation was really geared towards the business leaders. So our poll would be the Escambia and Santa Rosa talent pool. So we would be asking you some questions now, and it would be based on what percentage of people graduate with soft skills. And so hopefully that will allow you to see the difference of a Chain Reaction member and what they gain versus what we're seeing in our community. Some things will be in the state of Florida, and some of those stats will just be throughout the country. So, okay, I hope you liked it. Bye!